going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next? I'm Mike, your host, and I hope you guys are having the best day ever. Before I get started, guys, if you are new here, please subscribe. If you haven't already done that, we're on the road to 93,000 subscribers, and I would love you to join me on this journey. So hit subscribe and join the fam. And also, guys, go follow me on all my social media. Links are in the description. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat, so go follow me on all of those. And as you guys know, I recently started a Facebook account, so you can actually add me on Facebook, and we can be Facebook friends, so go do that. Link is in the description. And finally, be sure to turn on the notification bell right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified every time I upload a video. Thank you. But once again, I am coming back at you guys with another creepy video, and today we are talking about another scary story. And this scary story is called Tap Tap Tap. So, the story of Tap 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 is a scary Halloween story about a group of school children, a secret knock, and a crazed murderer on the loose. But enough of the jibber jabber, let's get right over to the story. Tap, tap, tap. I will tell you a story about something terrible that happened on Halloween. This story is true, so they say, and it made my hair stand on end just to hear it. It all happened many years ago in my town, which at the time was just a little town between the mountains of Catalonia, Spain. The town was a little more than a small square, with a church, a park, a prison, and a school, with all the houses clustered around. The town was very proud of their school since it had been voted the best school in the province. It was on the morning of October 31st, Halloween, and a class of students were doing some arts and crafts in their classroom. Some were cutting skeletons out of sheets of paper. Some were painting vampire bats, and others were drawing pumpkins. The students were all aged between 8 and 9 years old. Their teacher was a beautiful young woman who had only been working at the school for about 1 month. While the children were having fun preparing the Halloween decorations, the teacher turned on the radio to listen to the weather forecast. She was planning to organize an outdoor Halloween party for the kids later that day, and wanted to be sure that it wouldn't rain. Suddenly, the weather forecast was interrupted by a news bulletin. This is an important announcement. A convicted murderer has escaped from the local prison and is on the loose. He is described as armed and very dangerous. Please do not attempt to apprehend him. The police will. The teacher rushed across the room and switched off the radio. She did not want to alarm the children, but it was too late. The children had all heard the broadcast and were very frightened by the news. They knew that the prison was very near the school. The teacher tried to reassure them and told them not to worry. A few minutes later, the school principal made an announcement over the intercom. Attention all teachers. We have been informed that police are dealing with a very serious situation that is occurring right now in the town. All teachers are advised to lock the doors and windows of their classrooms until the police get this situation under control. I repeat, lock all doors and windows until further instruction. That is all. The teacher told the class to stay calm. She took out her key and locked the classroom door. Then, she went around and closed every window, making sure that they were secure and nobody could get in. One little girl raised her hand and asked if she could go to the bathroom. The teacher didn't want to let her go, but the girl insisted. The teacher finally relented and gave her permission to go to the toilet. After all, it was unlikely that the murderer would come to the school. She told the girl that when she came back, she would have to give a secret knock at the classroom door. Then, they would know it was her and they could let her back in. The code was 3 taps and 2 scratches. Tap, tap, tap. Scratch, scratch. The girl left to go to the bathroom, and the teacher locked the door behind her. To take the children's minds off the scary situation, she started telling stories. After 20 minutes had passed and the girl had still not returned, the teacher began to get worried. What's taking her so long? She wondered out loud. Suddenly, they could hear footsteps in the corridor. Everybody in the classroom froze. Then, they heard a noise at the door. Tap, 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 scratch, scratch. Oh, she's back, sighed the teacher in relief. She walked over, took out the key. What if it's not her? Asked one little boy who was shivering with fright. The teacher hesitated, her keys inches from the lock. Again, they heard a noise at the door. Tap, 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 scratch, scratch. It must be her, said the teacher. She put the key into the lock and unlocked it. Suddenly, the classroom door burst open and a tall man was standing there. In his right hand, he was holding a knife, and in his left hand, he was holding the little girl's severed head. The escaped murderer came into the classroom, smiling from ear to ear. The children were trapped inside. All that could be heard in the corridors of the school were screams of terror and squeals of pain. In the chaos, the teacher managed to break a window and jump out. She barely escaped with her life and crawled to safety. The children, however, were not so lucky. When the police arrived, they found the murderer sitting in the middle of the classroom. The floor, the walls, and ceiling were covered in blood. Little body parts lay scattered around him. He had chopped up every child in the classroom into tiny little pieces. They found the headless body of the little girl in the third stall of the bathroom. The police figured out what had probably happened that cold October day. The escaped prisoner must have been hiding in the toilet when the girl was asking for permission to go to the bathroom. He must have surprised her in the stall and forced her to tell him the password. And when she did, he cut off her head. Today, the teacher is in a psychiatric hospital. She never recovered from the incident and can't stop repeating over and over again. Tap, 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 scratch, scratch. Tap, 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 scratch, scratch. The school was later abandoned because parents refused to send their children there. There were too many bad memories. The school was just left the way it was when the murders occurred. They say that if you visit the old school building and go into the classroom, you can still see the blood still dripping down the walls. And if you are brave enough, you could even go to the bathroom and just tap 3 times and scratch 2 times on the door of the third stall. Then open it. You will see the headless body of the little girl sitting on the toilet. And that is the end of that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story. As always, it was a pretty creepy story, very sad. Like, I thought it was a little graphic, like killing a bunch of kids. And that teacher, man, like, I feel like she should have, you know, when you're a teacher, it's your job to kind of put the children first. Like, you are in charge of those children's safety. So for her to just climb out the window and leave all the kids behind, I thought that was a little wrong. But hey, we all do things in a scary situation that we probably shouldn't. Like, if something like that happens, a killer comes into the room, I think your first reaction is to just get out. And I think, especially since it said that she was a young girl, even the teacher was a young girl, she was probably just in fright and just tried to get out of there herself. And I guess some people could call that selfish, but you wouldn't know what you would truly do unless you were in that situation. So I'm not one to judge. But one thing I didn't understand is, like, he killed every single kid in that classroom. Now, apparently it was a small town, right? So, like, the police station, well, the prison was not that far. It said it was, like, literally right next to the school. So, like, why did it take so long? Why did this guy have enough time to be able to kill all these kids. Like, where were the police? Like, why didn't they get there already? I don't know. That's one thing I didn't understand. But my question to all of you for question of the day is, what would you have done in this situation if you were in a school full of kids and you were like in charge of these children's safety? What would you do in that situation? Let me know in the comment section. That is question of the day. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, please hit that like button down below, and let's see if we can go for 100 billion likes on this video. I would really appreciate that. And if you guys didn't see my previous video, which was a creepy story about Click Clack, which if you guys don't know what that is, it is the American version of the Japanese legend, Tech, I guess it's called. I don't know how you pronounce it, but if you don't know what that is, it's a story about a girl who got her legs chopped off by a train, and her torso still crawls around on its hands without legs and kills people. But if you guys want to see that, be sure to click on the outro right about here and it will take you over to that. Or if you just want to watch another random video, you can click this side of the outro and it will do that too. But remember, the most important thing of all, guys, chase your dreams. I love you all. Don't let anybody bring you down, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another video. Peace out.